Good morning. You're watching Inside Texoma. I'm Kaylee Pfeifferling. We have two very special guests joining us this morning, Weldon Floyd and Sherry Widener from Graham. You guys are here to talk about a very important fundraising effort going on in the month of September, and it's going to be going towards Young County first responders. Weldon, tell us a little bit about it.
We come together as the service clubs in Young County. We went to all the service clubs and said, let's do something together. Our service clubs all have their big function that they do each year to raise money for scholarships and for the things that they sponsor in Young County. This is the first time that our service clubs have come together. All the service clubs as a unit are putting on what we're calling Serving Our Servants, the SOS Celebration. And this is going to be on September the 10th. And we're bringing in all our first responders and their families. And we're going to feed them that day from 11 to 3 a free, good old-fashioned barbecue meal with all the trimmings. And then we're selling plates to the public for $10 a plate, give the public an opportunity to come and meet the Young County first responders and to meet their families. And that was one of the things that we wanted to focus on, not only our first responders, but those family members that have to kiss them goodbye every morning, not knowing what the end of the day may bring. So we want to honor those individuals and then have the community come out and say thank you and meet them, get a chance to meet that. So when that ambulance guy comes and picks you up, you know, hey, Bill, you mind running me to the hospital right quick.
Right.
And so give us a chance to meet all of them, get to know them, shake their hands and say thank you, but get to meet that little 8-year-old daughter that has to kiss Dad goodbye every morning and tell her how much we appreciate her as well as we appreciate her mom or her dad. Yeah,
a unique opportunity, something you don't really see fundraisers involving the families of first responders. You see first responders involved in these things, but not necessarily their families. So a unique opportunity for them. Sherry, tell us how long you guys have been working on planning this event.
Well, Weldon had the idea back in January, I believe, and we kind of talked about it then, and some things happened, and we kind of had to put it on the back burner, and so then we started back up in, I guess, July. And we had to really speed it up because we were looking to do it the second Saturday in September, so we were in a time crunch. But everybody's gotten on board and got pulled together and got things going, and next year we're going to do a much bigger event because we're going to start planning as soon as this one's over for that one, and probably try to have a all-day event for that. So, but it's taken several meetings and get-togethers and groups coming in, churches and individuals, and so we've had a very good response.
Why were you guys focused on that second Saturday? Why did you guys want to have it on that day?
A couple of reasons. One is that's September the 11th. That's in that anniversary, and this being the 15th year. That's why we were so focused on getting something done this year, even though it wasn't as big as this first year as that we really wanted. So we're looking at that September the 11th, trying to make this an annual deal by hitting that second Saturday in September every year. That's always the Saturday after Labor Day. And our thinking is that everybody will go travel Labor Day to get that last summer holiday in, but they'll all be at home. You know, school will be started back, football and volleyball season will be kicked off. So everybody's getting back to home, staying at home, getting into that fall routine, and they can come up and eat with us on Saturday in that routine, and everybody should, you know, be in town that weekend. So.
Yeah, and we've been talking about the first responders and their families, but we do also want to mention this is for anybody to come out and support and meet these people. And when you think about a place like Graham or the other small towns in Young County, you think, oh, well, you know the people, you know the first responders. Is that something that you usually see?
Well, we know some of them, but we want an opportunity to meet all of them, meet their families, so that when this is over, we can shake their hand when we meet them on the street again.
Well, and also we're involving the dispatch group because they're behind the scenes and they're not seen out when they go to the scenes, but they're the ones getting the proper people to the right place in a timely fashion. So they are a big part of this. So those are people you wouldn't probably know.
Sure.
And we want them to meet these people. We've got a game warden, and that is critical to Young County. We have a man that works for the Texas Forest Service, And y'all are all aware of the fires that we've had in Young County in the last couple of years and all over. The Forest Service, when there's a fire, is one of the first responders to a wildfire is the Forest Service. And so we're bringing in that man that represents Young County with the Texas Forest Service because he is a first responder. And as Sherry said, the dispatchers, nobody ever thinks about the dispatchers.
Right.
Guess who is the first responder when you dial 911? That's that young lady or that young man that picks up the phone and says, what's your emergency? So it is a total we want every first responder.
And some of these people are volunteers, correct?
Yes, yeah, we're covering all our volunteer fire departments as well. So if they're involved in first responder situation, whether a volunteer or a paid individual, as we was talking earlier, we have a paid fire department in the city of Graham, but all the other communities in the surrounding area are serviced by volunteer fire departments. So we're actually looking at feeding over 650 first responders and family members free that day.
Wow.
And then again, we're hoping for, we hope for over 1,000 people. We're planning, I told them last night, we're planning to have enough food for 1,000 people. We're serving from 11 to 3, and I hope by 12:30 we're out of food. And as you said, this is not just a Young County deal. Come over from Wichita Falls, come over from Henrietta, wherever. Come and meet our guys and meet our first responders and our first responder families. We'd love to have everybody.
Yeah, well, the men and women definitely deserve this treat that they're getting. We're going to hear more about the SOS celebration coming up after the break, so stay tuned. Welcome back. Weldon Floyd and Sherry Widener still sticking with us this morning talking about the Young County SOS celebration. Not only are you guys giving away meals and selling them to the public to go back to the first responders, those funds, but you guys are selling some goods as well, like this t-shirt.
Yes. We have this t-shirt available at the event. Has In God We Trust on the front, and then on the back it's got the Texas emblem with the scripture, Blessed are the Peacemakers. And these are really nice quality shirts, and we've had a good response so far. We've already sold some. We will also have the In God We Trust decals for your auto vehicle. And they're similar to the ones that are on our law enforcement vehicles in Graham. Falls Trucks out of Wichita Falls donated those last year for them, and that was very awesome. And we're also going to have a 4-inch decal of the state of Texas that will be available there for the vehicles too. So there'll be at least 3 things there that you can come and look at and take home.
Yeah, and purchase. If they can't make it out to this celebration on September 10th and they maybe want some of this stuff, is there a place where they can go to get the t-shirt and the decal?
They can contact me.
Okay.
I'll have information there, or I have a Facebook page. We kind of do it through that. The police officers' wives have kind of taken this on as a heart project, and we've done it through Facebook, just through word of mouth, and so they can definitely, get them after the event. That's no problem.
Okay, and Sherry, your husband is a police officer, correct?
Yes, Tony Widener.
With the city of Graham? Talk about what this event means to you, especially with the Dallas situation happening so close to home.
It put it on our heart very strong. I've been a law enforcement wife for 32 years. He's been in the force since then, and it's always in the back of your head, when he leaves in the morning that, he may not come home. But when the Dallas incident happened, and that was so close to home, and communities, they've changed. The world has changed, and so it's just a little different when that happened, and so it made things really come to home and be on our heart. And so we wanted to do a t-shirt and do some things, and just, as Weldon said, when they leave you in the morning and you kiss them goodbye, you just want to make sure that you're good, and it's they know how you feel, and they go out and do their day, and you go do your day, and you hope you see them in the evening.
Yeah.
So, and I've been blessed that I have. I mean, we've been blessed that we haven't had anything like that happen in Graham. So I hope that continues, but you just don't know.
Yeah, it's a scary thought. And the funds from this SOS celebration are going to be used for an emergency fund in case, God forbid, something like that were to happen.
That was one of the things, that we noticed at Dallas, and it was a great response. But when they had the situation at Dallas, they immediately went to raising funds to help. We want to have our funds there. We want to have them where we can respond immediately. And as we have said all along, and we say it today, we want an emergency fund that we're going to, as a group, pray over. That we never have to use. But we want it, if we need to write a check that day, we want to be able to write a check that day. And with social media, and I know it happened in Dallas, and you hate to pick on the bad things, but there was so many fake groups set up when the Dallas tragedy happened. If we've got our funds on hand, we don't have to worry about that.
Right.
And again, trying to make a community event where everybody can come out, and next year we tell everybody, mark your calendar for 2017.
Right.
Second Saturday in September, Saturday after Labor Day weekend, plan on being in Graham, Texas, because we are going to have a big day in 2017.
Yeah, you can never be too prepared in this day and age, I feel anyway. And we were talking a little bit about this earlier, Weldon. When Graham or Young County puts on an event, they put on an event, and people turn out.
Everybody comes, yes, and that's one of we moved to Graham. My family moved to Graham in '96, and I've always been amazed when you go down to, if you want to see an old-fashioned 4th of July parade like I grew up with seeing, come to Graham for the 4th of July parade. Come to Graham for the car show. Come to Graham for the food truck championships that we've held over there. Everybody in Graham comes. Everybody in Young County, and I'm real bad about saying Graham, and because it's not a Graham deal, it's a Young County. The same weekend as our SOS celebration, we're going to be losing some Albany people because that's the weekend of their big annual car show, and I think it's the big annual one-armed dove hunt that's put on over at Albany. So we're going to lose some Albany people that are over there celebrating the one-armed dove hunt and their car show, but we're still going to get some of them that are going to be able to come and come eat lunch and then go over and see the cars at Albany.
Right, that's true.
It's Young County is simply amazing. When we do something for the community, it doesn't matter who the group is, and the fact that all the service clubs, our service clubs are amazing. Our scholarship deal at the high school this year, I think, gave over $1 million to our high school seniors this year. And now, for the first time, the service clubs that give this $1 million and serves our communities with and puts on rodeos and wild game suppers, and they're all coming together as one group saying, we're doing this for our community. And that's, to me, is one of the most amazing things, is that when we went to these service clubs and said, let's do this together, every one of them said, we're in. The meal Saturday, different service clubs and different groups have taken a different part of the meal. The Young County Masonic Lodge, we're doing the meat. We got out and got donations, had some of the meat donated. We had money given to buy the meat with, and the members of the Young County Masonic Lodge and Rock Bottom Barbecue are going to be cooking the meat. The Rotary Club is taking care of the potato salad. The Knights of Columbus is taking care of the coleslaw. The VFW post is doing the beans. 40-something cowgirls are doing the drinks.
We got to organize.
Yeah, we've got like 5 churches. If you like desserts, come that day, because we've got cobblers, we got pies, we got cakes, and we've got cookies.
Good stuff.
And different groups are doing each of those. We have youth groups coming to clean tables, because we're going to be serving from 11 to 3. And so the tables are going to, because we can only feed about 250 people at a time in the American Legion building there at Graham. We're going to be indoors, so it doesn't matter if it rains or if it's hot. You get to come in under air conditioning and eat. But come in and eat, meet our people, and move on, because we've got another 250 going to be waiting in line.
True.
Because we again hope to feed at least 1,000 people.
And don't forget about the blood.
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm glad you said that. We contacted the blood bank, And next door at the home health service, the blood mobile will be set up for blood donations that day. So we thought that would be a great opportunity to bring them in and to restock or help restock their shelves and to give blood donations.
Yeah. Well, with this being y'all's first year, you guys have thought of just about everything.
We hope.
Weldon's done a great job. He's the spearhead.
So just again to wrap things up, the Young County SOS Celebration is September 10th from 11 to 3. It is going to be $10 per plate. That is if you're not a first responder, if you're just a member of the public who want to come and help. Where do they get tickets? Can they get them ahead of time?
No, it'll all be done at the door.
Okay.
We're contacting the chief of police, the head of all of these first responders, and we're issuing them a bracelet. And so if they've got a bracelet on and their family members got a bracelet on, they come through, and that bracelet means they eat free, and everybody else will buy their tickets at the door this year.
Okay, and we're talking about at the door. It's going to be at the American Legion building on Courthouse Square over there in Graham. Weldon, Sherry, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank y'all on Channel 6 for having us. We appreciate it. Come join us in Graham. A great day.
Yeah, definitely go support those first responders. So important for our community. Guys, thanks again.
Thank you.
We will be right back after this. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. We're talking about a new event now called Stroll and Roll, and it's going on in downtown Wichita Falls later this month. Audra Lambert with the Wichita Falls Art Association joins me this morning. Audra, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Now tell us a little bit, before we talk about Stroll and Roll, tell us about the Wichita Falls Art Association, kind of the history and the background of it.
Well, we started from a small group of ladies from the Women's Forum in the 40s, and then it just grew and expanded to what we are today. And it's a group of local artists and art enthusiasts in Wichita Falls.
Okay, so we were talking about this earlier. A lot of people get it confused with the Wichita Falls Art Alliance. They are a new group that was formed just within the past year or so, correct?
And they are also wonderful.
Yes, so they are wonderful as well. This is a different organization. You guys have been around a lot longer, it sounds.
Since the 40s, yes. And then we also have our gallery downtown, and we've had that since 2012.
Okay, how popular has that gallery been over the years?
Pretty popular. It's getting better and better as the years progress. And we have an annual photography exhibition, and that's probably our biggest event. And that will actually be up during the Stroll and Roll, so people will get a little preview for the photography show.
Perfect. And that photography show just started within this past week or so, correct?
Well, it's been hung this week, but we actually have Saturday. This Saturday is going to be our exhibition.
Okay, and so it's going to be open for to the public for quite some time.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so tell us a little bit about the Stroll and Roll now and how you guys are associated with that.
Well, the Stroll and Roll, we participate every year, and so there's 16 area places you can go for the Stroll and Roll. We're one of them. And what you will see in the Art Association when you get there, we'll have door prizes you can sign up for. There's going to be a make it and take it for the children. And there will be candy, and it is also being catered by 2011 Bistro, which is always really nice.
I love that place. I love that place so much. So this has been going on for quite some time, right? The past couple years, we've had a Stroll and Roll.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there going to be anything different this year? Pretty much the same?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, well, if it works.
Well, we
right?
have museums and galleries, and then there's also other event centers, so a few historical buildings. I know there's at least one church that you can go visit, which is a historical building in Wichita Falls. So that'll be really interesting to go see.
It will be. And a lot of the places that are going to be on the list, those 16 places that you were talking about, a lot of people drive by these places every day, and we know about them, like the Kell House Museum. But a lot of the times people don't take advantage of these places and go in and see and learn about the history. Is that kind of why you guys decide to do this every year and put those places on the list?
Yes, ma'am. And also you get to know your town a little bit better, and the people that run these places usually know a lot of history, which is great to pick their minds about that.
How has the Art Association grown here in Wichita Falls, the art community, so to speak?
Well, the art community, I feel, has really grown, especially in the last few years. We kind of have a burgeoning art scene in downtown Wichita Falls, which is very exciting because I know a lot of people really want to see our downtown blossom. And the Art Association Gallery is located right across from the Farmers Market downtown on 8th and Ohio. And right along that block, there are several galleries and studios that you can visit. and they have a monthly art walk and after hours, which is a separate event, but it's really nice to get out and see people getting involved in the arts and get to meet all the different artists.
Sure. Have you seen it grow over the past couple years, these studios and stuff popping up downtown?
Yes, it's very new. In fact, there's one studio in particular downtown that has like 5 artists in there, and they're all working artists, and it's just great to go in there and see them working. So,
does the Wichita Falls Art Association, other than the Stroll and Roll, put on any other activities throughout the year that kind of surround this art theme?
The Art Association has several different events throughout the year. Mostly we have our monthly gallery exhibition, which we don't always have an opening for specifically, but you can come in each month and we change the art out monthly. And the biggest event is definitely our photography exhibition. We get the most people for that one.
How many people are you guys expecting this year? Do you know? Because last year you guys were pretty packed.
And we were packed last year. I expect about the same this year.
Okay, and so that the Wichita Falls Art Association, you got your guys' hub, is open up for the Stroll and Roll.
Yes.
Is there anything else going to be featured in there other than the photography exhibit?
Well, the photography exhibit is mainly what's up right now.
Okay, perfect. We're going to talk with Audra a little bit more about the Stroll and Roll when we come back, so stay tuned to Inside Texoma. Good Sunday morning and welcome back. We are continuing to talk about the Stroll and Roll going on in downtown Wichita Falls a little bit later this month. Audra Lambert with the Wichita Falls Art Association joins us still this morning. Thanks for sticking with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so the Stroll and Roll is going on September 10th. It's called Stroll and Roll for 2 reasons. You can stroll, walk around, or you can roll because they actually have a trolley that goes around taking you to these places. Audra, tell us a little bit about this trolley.
The trolley is at the MPEC, and the last one goes out at 3, so I'd get started earlier in the day.
Definitely, and you can find a list or a map, so to speak, of the different locations at the Wichita Falls Travel Center, which is located downtown right next to the MPEC. So you can grab that map and then go over to the MPEC, hop on the trolley, and take a lap around. Name us some of the places that it's going to stop at, maybe some of your favorite places.
Well, of course, the Wichita Falls Art Association Gallery, and then there's also the Kell House, and there's a historic church downtown, and there's also, I think it goes to MSU.
Yes, yes, perfect. And here's a look at the website, the wichitafalls.org website, that gives you a little bit more information about the attractions and the places it's going to stop. I'm just going to name a little bit more for you. Kemp Center for the Arts, the Railroad Museum, the Wrestling Hall of Fame, which just opened up this past year. So if you haven't been down there, be sure to check it out. It's in Big Blue. Have you been? Yeah, I've been. It's fun. And I don't know a lot about wrestling either, but I still got a lot out of it. Riverside Cemetery, Museum of North Texas History, which is also a really great stop, and Riverbend Nature Center. So tell us a little bit about, if people were to go, what they can expect.
Well, you can expect to see, well, at the different places, what they generally have on display. Like, I know that Riverbend Nature Center has some great animal displays where you can see like the prairie dogs and the butterflies, which I love that place.
I know, it is fun.
Yeah. And then also at the, let's see, at the Kemp Center for the Arts, I just love the Kemp Center. They always have a great display of artwork in their galleries. They have a main gallery, and they have a gallery downstairs and a gallery back behind the main gallery upstairs. So there's usually like 3 different displays going on there, so there's a lot to see at the Kemp Center. And they also have classes for children and I think adults as well. So you can usually find out information about, you know, different things that you can do.
Sure. And a lot of the businesses downtown that are around these places are going to be opening up early and staying open later on September the 10th because they're expecting large crowds. Is that what you guys are expecting as well this year? A lot of people turning out?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a certain age group that you think would get more out of this, or is this for really the whole family?
I think it's a whole family event, and I think it's great for families, especially because they do provide transportation, and you can just walk around town with your kids and help them explore their town.
How often or how much in advance do you guys usually plan for this? Is this a year-long planning thing for you guys?
It is, yeah. We plan pretty much from the end of the event, we start thinking about next year. So.
I don't want to jump the gun, but have you guys already started thinking about next year, or are you waiting?
I think we're waiting.
Yeah, let's get this one in the books before we start looking ahead. Okay, so Audra, let's run down the facts one more time for everybody out there. Stroll and Roll this year, September 10th. Give us the time.
From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay, and that last trolley you said is going to leave the MPEC at 3. And did we mention this is free, by the way?
Free.
Yeah, so you'll get into all these places for free. And a lot of the times these places charge a fee to get in, but they're going to waive that fee for September 10th for the Stroll and Roll only. So you'll save a couple bucks, bring the whole family to it.
And I know there's food and things and different things to do at a lot of the different places. At least at the Wichita Falls Art Association, I know a little bit more about. And we're being catered by 2011 Bistro, so you can have some food and have the kids do a make it, take it at our craft table. So they'll have fun.
Yeah, there'll be something to do at the Wichita Falls Art Association that you can know for sure, definitely on September 10th. Audra, thanks for joining us this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sounds like a great time. All right, have a great Sunday, and thanks for watching Inside Texoma.